See if some people get in here. Should be good live. Let's make sure I'm on YouTube and up. I am. Okay, got the right update. Yep. Perfect. Alright, guys. Gonna be reacting to the latest One Piece chapter. Like I said, I'll let a couple people get in here if they're gonna get in here. Let me go try to share the stream real quick. Let's see. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay, share, Twitter, return, hashtag 1P, 1076, tweet, oh, wrong. To that, I gotta do that one on my other one. Let's see. Can I click on it? Copy link. And the stream's running well too. Okay, it's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be a good day, guys. Didn't even know the One Piece chapter dropped yesterday. The One Piece chapter dropped earlier and earlier. Even TCB up there dropping. Oh, what the heck? What's up? Can't even hear me. Just realized that. Hello. Why is this mic not on? What's going on? Hello. There we go. Bro, I didn't even know the mic wasn't going. Stay connected. Sure. I'll be pulling up all this stupid stuff. Okay. There we go, guys. There we go. Alright, y'all can hear me anyway. But I was just setting up I was trying to share the stream real quick before we get started. Like I was saying, haven't done a One Piece reaction in a couple weeks with y'all, so excited to get back. I've heard really good things about this chapter. I've tried to stay away from it. I do know Shanks is in this chapter though, so spoilers. If you haven't read the chapter though, go ahead and go read it, and then you can drop back in unless you want to read it along with me, then that's cool too. Alright, let's go. Now tweet that shit out. Run Natty. Yes sir. She love me so much, I feel like she bites. Alright. No more dilly-dallying. Let's get this ish going, guys. Where is it? Over here. Alright. Wonder what they smash me if I shared this. Probably so. Maybe if I really opaqued it, but I'll pop it up from here and there for y'all to see some things, and some things probably not. I'm gonna change the opacity a little bit. That way it's not just crazy. But alright guys. Let's get into it. One Piece on the cover. I like those shoes a little bit more now in here than they look in the actual manga. Colored and stuff, they look kind of nice. And seeing the bottom. Got Goofy, Vegapunk, we got Chopper. Okay. Oh, and we got a color page this week? Okay, I wasn't expecting that. Okay, so we got Nami looking cute as always. Always got the little booty shorts on. Chopper sleep in her arms. I be sleep knocked out too. Zoro looking dope always for sure. I like how Sanji gets like the main cover and like how the angle is of him like stepping over him. He's stepping over like Nami and Chopper. But that's a dope ass angle. Sanji looks dope. Jinbei fierce. Luffy just in the back like a part of the sky. It's like the picture's split between like 3 scenes, like, or maybe 4. Luffy's in one scene, then we got Robin in one scene, Zoro, Sanji, Brook, and Usopp all in one scene, and then we got Nami, Chopper in one scene, and Frankie and Jinbei in one scene too. All right, let's get started though. That's a beautiful cover page. So I really like that. I really like that. The colors look really good. They're popping. The like sunlight and everything on Robin's face. It all looks really good. Oda did his thing with this one. Let's say we free you guys. I can't see you letting us cuff you again later. Yeah, exactly. I mean, but y'all can take them easily. Are they really joining forces? Yeah, I doubt that Luffy and Zoro join forces with these 2 guys. Even though that would be dope, I just doubt it happens because of so much bad blood in their history. But they've had Caesar travel with them. They weren't on his side. He was a prisoner. Anybody else that they've been at odds with, Crocodiles kind of joined forces a little bit, even though he basically destroyed Vivi's country. So on. So we've had them kind of join forces with opposition, but some people have done like terrible stuff like that to Robin, even though they weren't the chief people going there just kind of doing their job. It was more Spandam and the world government. They were kind of more evil versions, but they were going along with it. So yeah, I don't see them joining forces. We'll put these restraints back on without a fight. They lying? Really? In that case, sure. Zoro, you know, he's obviously lying. Luffy's face too, bro. Oh no, Luffy's freaking face. This little face, bro. Man's is tripping. Alright. So here come Kid Hawk. Shroom. What is that? Is that a punch? Or is he spinning? What? It doesn't even look... Wait, his sword's still on his back. Is that his devil fruit? Or is that a Tempest kick? He can Tempest kick? Oh! Bro, hold up. What? Isn't that the dice fruit? Okay. Oh, that's the Yo, that's the perfect power for him. People have been wondering what Kid Hawk's power was going to be. People have been trying to guess. They thought it would be devastating. I don't know if I've seen this, though. I'm pretty sure people have theorized before, what if Mihawk had Mr. One's dice fruit? What if he used that and like what it would be, how powerful he would be? Any part of you becomes like a sword, basically, a blade. And yo, that's a perfect power. Zoro and Kid Hawk, I need this little fight real quick. Even though people would consider that spoilers or something, Mihawk and Kid Hawk are not the same. Kid Hawk is strong as heck, but Mihawk and Kid Hawk are not the same, guys. Okay, I'm hyped for this. Blub. Zero and Noah, you keep having to save us. You won't get anywhere like this. CP0, let me ask, what was your mission here? Traitor? Nah, let me not blast Daft Punk Shaka like that because I don't know if he's a traitor or not. He's just the most likeliest traitor if it's one of the Vegapunks to me, even though last chapter kind of made it like maybe it's Edison, maybe it's the OG Vegapunk. Many people were kind of going that route, but Shaka's still suspicious as hell to me. He's the only one with the mask on like that to where we cannot see his face. We have no idea what this guy looks like. So I think regardless of whether he's the traitor or not, he's still hiding something. Something. Eliminating all 7 Vegapunks. Lucci. Don't just blurt it out like that. Lucci just be speaking his mind. I appreciate that. I appreciate that we're getting more of an insight, I feel like, on Lucci as a person. And like not just the cold-blooded killer. Even though he's still kind of playing that role, we're getting a little insight into how he thinks. And though he's about like dark justice and everything, he still has his own thoughts about things that the world government is doing, and he's not afraid to question them. He's not a mindless puppet, and I really like that. A lot of people are down on Lucci right now just because he lost to Luffy in an inconclusive fight, although he would have lost to Luffy. It's Luffy, guys. Come on now. But I like this. I like that Lucci's getting fleshed out a little bit. By the way, if you're in the video, guys, or if y'all are in the chat, say what's up in the chat. If y'all haven't read the chapter, go read the chapter and then come back or read along with me. Drop your opinions. Don't spoil me before I get there, of course, but we'll talk about it all when we're done with the chapter. Okay. Drop a like too if you're in here. Promote it, get an algorithm, everything. Share it, get people in here. That's right. I won't show her any mercy. Are you trying to convince them not to save us? Kya. Oh, wait. I forgot the Stussy. Okay. And I take it you won't let Stussy off the hook given her betrayal? Of course not, bro. She knocked them both out and cuffed them. What? That's right. I won't show her any mercy. I agree, Lucci. Are you trying to convince them not to save us? Kya. That was Nami. All 4 of those things must be running wild. How are we meant to protect everyone on top of the 7 Vegapunks? Hey, Helmet, give me the cuff keys. I'll leave the decision in your hands. Just please protect the Stella at all costs. The only way I can see... Shaka does seem very much about protecting the Stella, although that might be due to him actually being the Stella, like a lot of people may be theorizing, or Stella giving him special orders or something, because they didn't attack Shaka. It was made noted that they didn't attack Shaka or say that they were coming for Shaka last chapter. They said they wanted CP0. So either that was an order directly from probably the Gorosei trying to eliminate them because they failed or they know too much now or something. But Shaka does seem like he has a special interest in protecting Dr. Vegapunk. I know it's his Stella, but he seems even more driven to than the other Vegapunks. When those 4 guys are out of the way and you realize you can't beat me, you won't be a sore loser and go after my friends in the Vegapunks, right? Ooh. So Luffy saying, okay, after this is over and I beat your ass, you gonna leave, right? I'm not gonna have to beat your ass again in the future after I done already beat your ass twice. I don't want to have to do it again, man. Just be cool. Just be cool. You idiots. These guys won't fall for a taunt like that. Fat chance, you're the top priority on my hit list, you straw-hatted bastard. I won't go out of order, but... yeah, he trying to take you out. But your friends won't outlive you for long. Ooh, he took the bait. Luffy got a little talking point, Zoro. Zoro's face, though, is hilarious. Again. Gotta show the facial expressions. This face right here is hilarious. Okay, so we got Kuma. He's about to Ursa shock? Wait. Do I remember this? I'm trying to see it. I don't know if I'm just forgetting this or what. Is that Kuma? Has the Seraphim Kuma, has Esper always had Kuma's devil fruit? Or is this the first we're seeing that it actually has Kuma's own devil fruit? And how? Interesting. I mean, if he can do other devil fruits, he can do Kuma's. But interesting. So they let them go. The cuffs are off. Shock. Gear forth. Gum Gum. Sorry about this, Bonnie. Oh, because she's hitting Kuma. And Lucci. Oh, we're getting a Lucci-Luffy team up. This go dumb. I would have probably been waiting to draw this panel for so long. So freaking long. Ever since he decided that Lucci's going to be back in the story, he's probably been waiting to draw this panel. That's hype. That's hype. Six King Gun. Brilliant. And then we got Zoro. I was about to say Zoro. Zoro and Kaku. They're attacking S. Oh, no, they're attacking S-Hawk. Yeah, I think Lucci and Luffy are attacking S-Bear, and Zoro and Kaku are attacking S-Hawk. That would make sense because they're the swordsmen, and then Lucci and Luffy are the punch-fighting guys. So. Oh, okay, it went a little bit below. Okay. Purgatory, Onigiri. Tempest Kick, White Thunder. Oh, that's new. I wonder, I guess maybe it's advanced more, or it has hockey involved in it now, maybe. But yeah, they sent S-Bear and S-Hawk flying. Deep Within Lab. Need food. We haven't had a decent meal in over 2 months. Whoa. Oh, these are the people. So a Vegapunk is a traitor. Oh my God. These are the people that have been kidnapped that the government saying their ships have been going missing for like 2 months. This is crazy. CP5, CP7, and CP8 agents. And it's in the Punk laboratory. So it's definitely one of the Vegapunks. Let's see. 2 months back, when we were meant to set sail, after our inspection of Egghead, those weaponized sea beasts attacked us, and we were brought back to the island. Then all the other agents that came to look into our disappearance met the same fate too. ... That's Vegapunk. That's the Stella. So I figured you were the one behind it all. Dr. Vegapunk. Okay, so he wasn't behind it. Somebody put him in the cage with them. Oh my gosh, bro. Who is this? And it's not Caribou. It's not Caribou. He's not been here for 2 months like everybody's been saying and theorizing that could be. I mean, he could be involved in some of the things that have been happening, but the Dr. Vegapunk disappearing, the CP whatever, the CP number agents disappearing, nothing to do with Caribou. Nothing to do with Saint J. Garcia Saturn, because he wasn't here either. There's either a Vegapunk that's a traitor for real, or there's a whole nother force that's on the island that we don't even know about. Let's see. Sorry, I'm afraid I had no idea. To think this was happening on Egghead right under my nose. For real, to be a genius like you. How troubling. This whole affair has been baffling from the start. Word leaking to the government about our research into the poneglyphs should have been impossible. The Navy has successfully deployed from Branch G9. Okay. The whole affair has been baffling from the start. Word leaking to the government about our research into the poneglyphs should have been impossible. Who? It's Shaka, man. It's Shaka. It's Shaka. I have no doubt. There's an echo? Let's see. I'm not sure why there is an echo. Maybe there's just an echo in the room. Hmm. 'Cause
Is it still echoing? Yeah, I don't know why there would be an echo though. So maybe, like I said, maybe there's an echo going on in the room because of the volume I was speaking. Here, let me get back. Where were we? It's definitely Shaka though. My opinion is Shaka. Here, let me just turn down the volume a little bit and see if that stops the... Is there still an echo? Export if you're still there, whoever else is in the chat. Yeah, kinda. Interesting. I wonder why there's an echo. Huh. Let me see.
Let me go listen.
Pull it up myself. Hello. Okay, it's there. How about now? I'm gonna go listen for myself. I'm gonna pause, or I'm gonna mute it real quick so y'all can hear that.
There is an echo. Why is there an echo? Maybe it's coming because I think I can. Because even when I muted it. Okay, so are you still able to hear me right now? Because it sounds like I can still be heard right now, even though I don't have. It's not supposed to be. Now we good. See, that's weird because it's not showing it on like my mixer. It's not showing that there's another audio playing, and my mic is muted right now, and it doesn't show my mic is picking up anything. So unless it's coming from like my camera, but it would have to be on my mixer for it to show up on my camera. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with that, but I'll just go off of this. If it does it sound fine right now? I'll just go off of this if this sounds fine. That's so weird. There's always some issue. Oh, okay. Hold up.
Okay. I think I got it. I think we got it now. How about now? Sounds good? Great. I think it should be good now. There's a mixer that was hidden. Okay. Perfect. Thank you for letting me know, Export. It's been a minute. Glad to see you in here. It's been a minute since I've done no One Piece. It's just hard to find like the exact time for stream and everything with everybody. But yeah, let's get into it. Looks like we're about to transition. So somebody leaked. It was Shaka. I think it was Shaka. I don't know who else it could be. Maybe it's a whole different character we haven't even brought up yet. I personally think it was Shaka, the good, the logic, who was leaking things to the government, to them, because he believed he is the good, the logic, and he believed that the world government is good in his opinion. So his logic told him to stay on the side of the world government and betray Vegapunk, basically. Betray himself, almost. All right. ZZZK. The Navy has successfully deployed from Branch G9. We have over 100 ships of all sizes en route. All heading for Egghead. Understood. So, 100 ships of all sizes? That's crazy. Let's see. A bar at a small port. Whose ships are those? That looks like something like a lamb house, like what Big Mom was staying at when she was with Mother Caramel. Wait, is that Elbath? A bar at a small port on a certain island in the New World. That looks like Elbath design. And I know Shanks. I got spoiled. I know Shanks appears or is mentioned in this chapter somewhere. Are we going back to Elbath with Kid? And is Shanks there? This doesn't look like Kid's ship, though. I don't know whose ships these are. Take me with you. Take me with you. Take me. Come on. Is that Green Bull? Oh no, I think that's a silhouette of Shanks. Hold up. Don't be dumb. There's no way I'd bring a hot-headed kid like you. I think they are in Elbath. Why don't you give it up? This is a Luffy moment. Oh my God. Oh my God. Why don't you give it up? You'll make all the other captains jealous. No way. I really look up to the chief. This is a Luffy moment. Oh my God. Oh my God. Boss, that bastard's actually attacking us. So far, they've just been scrapping with our youngster. It's Kid, and they sent out their youngsters to fight him. What do you want to do? Seems like it'll turn into a full-on battle soon. I don't know whether you'd call this good or bad timing. We were just about to set off. Yo! Anytime Shanks is on the motherfucking paper on the freaking screen, guys, it's hype. It's hype. You gotta love them Hawaiian freaking puffer Bermuda triangle shorts or capris he got on. Guess I lost track of time. Catching up with everyone can't be helped when you suddenly come across old friends you thought were dead. Who did you think was dead? Saul? Did you know Saul? Did he know Saul? That has to be the person he's referencing because that's the only person that's been referenced recently that we thought was dead, basically. Catching up with, guess I lost track of time catching up with everyone. Can't be helped when you suddenly come across old friends you thought were dead. He said friends, though, so I'm wondering. The enemy's gonna be pissed at you for keeping them waiting. Yeah, you can't talk, Beck. Did you really? Do you really think? Oh, it's like, do you? Do you really think he's the only one they're mad at? Oh, did Ben Beckman take his arm? Let's set sail. So we're really doing this, Chief? Are they really about to fight Kid? I guess he's saying Kid wanted. I've given him one chance. I've given this guy one chance. Kid wanted to talk. I told him to back off. Took his arm. Told him to back up. He want to come back. Get some. Let's go then. I handle you, Kid. I handle this business. About to son him, make him his kid for real. Ha! See what I did there? Okay. You're going out there to fight Shanks? Is that the little kid? I never let this island become a war zone. Oh, he's so dreamy. I don't want to cause any major trouble. Yo, bro. Okay, hold on. Let me pop this up. These silhouettes, we know. We know who these silhouettes are, guys. There's no doubt. Dory and MF and Broggy. And it even says Dory and MF and Broggy. We haven't seen these boys since way back. This is such nostalgia throwback. One Piece for me. Shanks kind of started Two Piece with a little... You right. Because... like I said, this is an exact Luffy piece, and this kid's little, so... and Luffy and the gang's only gonna come to Elbath. This kid's gonna see and get inspired Not only by Luffy, or not only by Shanks, but I think when Luffy comes to the island, these are gonna be like the main characters we kind of focus on and are with in the arc. Those are gonna be our island main characters that the Straw Hats follow and help out. And he's gonna inspire this little kid in the same way that Shanks inspired this kid, in the same way that Shanks inspired Luffy back in the day. This is gonna be beautiful. I can't wait. It's gonna be beautiful. This is Two Piece, like you said. This is really setting up a chance for Two Piece with a giant crew. I don't want to cause any major trouble here. Hey Dory, Broggy, can you lend me a hand? Yo, they're gonna go fight too. Ga ba 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 ba. Sure, brother. I don't mind. Yeah. Let's do it, red hair. Before that, can you go check something for me, Rockstar? At least they got Rockstar mentioned again. Let's go. You have a message for Captain Kidd? We got Yasop, Ben Beckman, Lucky Roo, Monster, Yal and Gab, and other two people that I don't know their name of because they're his main crew, but they're not relevant enough. This island is actually Elbaf, the home of the most prideful warriors around. Yeah, tell him he has a choice. He can either hand over his low poneglyph rubbing or scram. Scram. He can either hand over his low poneglyph rubbings and scram, or he can risk fighting me. Hey, it's still going. That would have been the perfect end to the chapter. Oh, I love you, Oda. I love you, Oda. Warland. Warland, Elbaf, New World. Those ships on the horizon are all his, including the ones lagging behind. So kids coming up. They're allies of the red-haired pirates. Every one of them seems like a big shot, and they're all sworn to the Emperor. They're big shots, but Shanks called them youngsters. They said they were fighting the youngsters. Bro, Shanks is a Chad. Goat. He just keeps getting hyped up further and further. And I fear another embarrassment. I didn't see. Why is it not popping up on my screen? I'm gonna have to try to fix that. Also, the Enies Lobby Giants are there too, which is cool to see. Yeah, kind of like Momo and Wano though. But the Enies Lobby Giants are there? Let me see. Which page? Like near Dory and Broggy, or they're behind. What? It was Oishi or Oimon and Kashi and I'm close. I know I'm close. Drop the name in the comment section, please. Export whoever else. I didn't even see those. Thank you for that. Thank you so much for that. Okay, where were we? Yeah, Kid about to get his... Shanks took his arm last time, but I fear Kid's about to get embarrassed. Once again, right after taking a small dub in Wano Country, still kind of got outshined in fans' opinion by Law, and now there's no chance he beats Shanks is not happening, guys. So, looking like Kid's catching another L, and the only reason Law or Oda had Law give Kid a poneglyph is just for him to deliver it to Elbaf for Shanks, because Shanks said, "Hey Ben, yo Beck, it's time to find the One Piece." Let's see. Yeah, Oimo and Kashi. Thank you. I was close, but not quite. I said like Oimon, and I was pretty close though. You can give me that one. I was pretty close. Last time it was completely one-sided. They took your arm. Before we even got a glimpse of red hair him. Yo. Yeah. Oh my god, I see why they dropped this chapter so early or earlier than the other ones, because the leaks were probably going dummy and the other scan sites were trying to get this chapter out as quick as possible because, oh my god, the Shanks hype is ridiculous. Who took, so Ben Beckman did take the man arm. That's what it sounds like. And he didn't even get a glimpse of Shanks. They won't settle for an arm this time. Yeah, they're going to take your head. Who are those people? Of course, Shanks is loved by the masses. They won't settle for an arm this time. Make way. The Chief's coming through. Chief! I'm so glad to see you, Chief. You too, Beckman. Bro, I want Luffy on this level. I know Luffy's a Yonko now, but I want Luffy getting mad love from his just fleet. I want to see this. I want to see Luffy walking up, just his back, got his cape on. Zoro walking up, and instead of like a rifle, is Zoro with his swords, and just this kind of view, and everybody's like, Chief, Captain Luffy, Captain Straw Hat. Can't wait. Dreams, man. I feel like we totally owe you protection money. We don't do that. They'll take your life instead. Oh my god. Ha ha ha. Only if I lose. Bold warriors face off. It's not looking good, y'all. I'm fully expecting a Law versus Blackbeard style chapter with these two. To be honest, I don't think Oda will just throw away Kid's growth in the new world just to get one-shotted. I respect Kid's resolve at least. Yeah, bro. I agree with you. It's gonna be similar to a Law type of moment. I don't think he's definitely not getting one shot. I can't believe Oda would do that, especially after all this growth. But hey, as we know, Law and Kid in Oda's mind are on two different planes of what he does to them. Same in the fandom too. Law is on a special pedestal to where Law, even he's kind of like, I view Law as a similar to a Zoro in a way, to where even if he takes like somewhat of an L, he makes it look really, really cool, to where it's kind of like Law didn't kind of take an L. But as we've seen with Kid, it's kind of more like Sanji-esque. Even though Sanji, I love Sanji, so don't get this wrong. Sanji's my favorite character. Even though Sanji gets some of the coolest moments in One Piece, so he's cool, Oda over and over and over hands this man like L after L after L, especially in the new world. So he makes up for it with Sanji, but he's a Straw Hat and he's a big three member. Sanji's up there, so of course. But Kid, I don't think Oda's not a type to kill his characters and stuff, so Kid's definitely not dying. But I think the opponent glyph's getting taken. I can't see him winning against Shanks. He's definitely not making Shanks run because Oda's in the middle of building Shanks right now. He's been built throughout the story, but he's really putting it into focus since basically the end of Whole Cake came to about. When Shanks met with the Gorosei to say, I have a certain pirate to talk to you about. That's when I believe the Shanks story started to tumble. That's when Oda originally meant to like introduce and execute his story kind of saga. And it only makes sense that now we're about to probably Egghead, after Egghead, Elbaf will be the next place we go to. 100%. I'm pretty sure of that now. So it makes so much sense that we're going to get so much focus on Shanks because they proved right here that this is his basically emperorship home base. That's why they can be independent still now. That's why they're not affiliated with the world government. Even though they're powerful as an army on their own, it's different because they got Shanks's protection. I respect, let's see. Yep, definitely got to respect Kid's resolve. Like I said, Harlster. Yeah, Harlster, my bad. Definitely got to respect Kid for at least going back after they took his arm without even seeing the captain. Y'all take that in. I'm sure it was Ben Beckman. It made it sound like it was Ben Beckman. But, oh my God. I will say, even getting a hit on Shanks will only just gas up Kid, in my opinion, since no one on screen at least who's damaged Shanks. Yeah, Blackbeard's the only guy that we've known to even do anything to Shanks, and we didn't even see it. We just heard about it. But I do see Kid getting some type of cool moment, cool shot in, because this is a very good moment to build Kid up a little bit too. Even though he might not win, it's still a good moment to say like, oh, like Shanks leave a little opinion or a little remark like, oh, Kid, that was a nice hit. Like, I see you've grown compared to the last time we just took your arm or whatever. I see you've grown a little bit, but hey, pass me that poneglyph before I throw you in the ocean kind of thing. That's exactly what I'm expecting. I like how he's doing the cool thing to where they split off into different directions. And if Luffy would have been lucky enough to grab Kid's direction, he would have met up with Shanks. I don't know if they would have fought. Probably they would have fought. But he would have met up with Kid. Or he would have met up with Shanks and his crew on Elbaf. They probably would have found Saul regardless of if they went to Egghead and found out that Vegapunk and the poneglyphs and stuff. They probably could have found all of that stuff out by just getting Kid's direction and just cutting out Egghead altogether. But of course, they're gonna find out so much more about Egghead through Egghead, so that's irrelevant. Maybe Kid will see Shanks use Conqueror's coding, and that's how he'll try and learn it after losing. So yeah, he's losing the road poneglyph, but Kid gets something out of the lesson and growth-wise. The only thing I could see that, yeah, because Kid hasn't shown anything Conqueror's hockey-wise in the story. He has 0 Conqueror's hockey feats. He's recognized as having Conqueror's hockey by Oda, but 0 feats, guys. So what if he's gonna do it? This is the moment to either showcase it, either through like a direct clash with Shanks to show that they're having a Conqueror's hockey clash, or to see Shanks do something cool with his Conqueror's hockey because he is the Conqueror's hockey GOAT. He is Conqueror's hockey, basically. And to see Shanks do something like that and try to imitate it and pick it up, that would be really cool. And that would be a really cool moment to boost Kid up for future appearances. But it makes it sound like Shanks saying, like, bro, give me your stuff and leave. Or like, I'm cutting your head off this time type of thing. And it seems like he's serious. Like, the more I see Shanks, the more I get Shanks's personality. Like, before it seemed like Shanks was more of just like a joking, non-serious character in a way that was kind of more like Luffy. But the more Oda revealed Shanks, the more I see that Shanks is the type that if you're on his side and you're one of his friends, then he's one of the most gregarious and like friendly social people out there. But if you're his enemy or if you're challenging him, kind of similar to Luffy, but a lot less playful. He seems like more of a mix between like Luffy and Zoro to me. Because seeing his facial expressions in this chapter, he ain't about the BS. He just not about it. He just says like, he just seems a lot more serious to me. He seems like he definitely has a duality to him. And I'm excited to get more Shanks though. That's my copium speaking because Kid needs something for Wrecker. He does. And I think that, I agree with that. I think this is an excellent time to act for Oda to focus on Kid individually without Luffy being in the story or in this particular part of the story. And Shanks is the perfect person to lose to, but still show growth. But it's kind of sad that after Wano, I guess that's why Oda didn't name them Yonko, because he was planning on having them lose here. So it'd be pointless to name them Yonko and then lose to other Yonko and then possibly, I don't know, lose their title, I guess. I don't know if you would lose your title for losing to another Yonko. But yeah, it wouldn't have made sense. But I really like that duality with Kid, Blackbeard, Shanks. Or no, Law, Blackbeard, Kid, Shanks. I really like that. Let's see. Beckman against any worse generation pre-time skip is an easy food for Beck, so I'm not shocked that he took his arm. Luffy struggled against first commander in Katakuri, so that was after time. Oh yeah, I'm not surprised he took his arm. In my view, Ben Beckman Shanks is Zoro Luffy. Just two ridiculously strong individuals that you probably like. Shanks is on top, Luffy is on top, but you never know exactly how much they're on top. And so you can always kind of have that debate. They're more or less equals in a way, even though they have the role of captain and vice captain. They are competitive with each other, we can say. One may be over the other, but they're competitive towards each other. So yeah, I definitely think Ben Beckman against any worse generation pre-time skips taking their arm. I think Ben Beckman versus a lot of the worst generation post-time skip is still taking their arms. Like I put Ben Beckman on a high ass level because now I'm putting Shanks on a high ass level. Shanks, I have no doubt Shanks is top one. Until Shanks loses and dies to either Blackbeard or Luffy, which I think may come before the end of the story. I would like it not to come, but it could progress the plot so much. But I would rather it not come, and Oda doesn't really kill characters unless it's really, really necessary. So it would be a huge moment if Shanks dies. But that's just how I view it. Shanks is top one. Beckman, since he's the Zoro to Shanks, he's definitely up there. He should honestly probably be in a lot of people's maybe top, if he's not already, a lot of people's top 10s, top 15s, but probably top 10s. I think you could probably put him in a top 10. I don't know if I'd want to make a top 10 right now, because that would be like probably pretty hard. I'd have to think of a lot of characters. Shanks is number one, though. Right at this moment of alive, current people that are alive, Shanks is number one. Law versus Blackbeard and Kid versus Shanks. Luffy versus Buggy again. Cross Guild is going to have to come into the story sooner or later. I don't know how soon it would be, because I don't know what exactly their purpose would be. Can you think of any purpose for them coming into the story right now, particularly? I don't, not really, unless they're just coming to like bounty hunt Luffy to take his head to turn it into the Marines, or to turn it into, but it wouldn't even be them. It would be other pirates coming to get Luffy and turn them into Cross Guild. So yeah, Luffy and Buggy. If it happens, it'll be a joke. But honestly, I don't see Luffy and Buggy ever fighting seriously again, because Buggy's just not on that level. I don't care if Buggy awakens his fruit or what. Buggy's just not on that level. Oda doesn't view Buggy as a fighting character on that level, and he's literally only there for his joy, because he loves Buggy as a character and just for comedic effect. Thoughts on Punk Record being the actual traitor like Terminator? Yep. I actually forgot about that, but I think after last week I saw it under a tweet. If y'all have Twitter, Arthur the Library of O'Hara, he tweeted out something about the traitor, and his thoughts and opinions on it. And somebody underneath had tweeted something about Punk Records, and they just tweeted a picture when he was asking who do y'all think is the traitor and all. And I was like, honestly, that would make the most sense because Punk Records is basically Vegapunk's brain. And Vegapunk, and they all upload to Punk Record, like they say daily. So it would not be out of the realm, especially with AI and stuff coming into like the world and stuff right now, and it being a big question of if AI is a good thing or if AI is a bad thing. I think it's very like Oda to include that in his story because he loves to like, maybe he does it in a funny way because he does it in his own Oda style, but he loves to have real world issues, social issues, or discussion topics at that time, and he loves to like sprinkle them into One Piece in his story. So I actually love that idea of the AI of Punk Records going kind of rogue and basically making opinions of its own because it's basically a supercomputer because Vegapunk could store anything in his brain. Anything he learned could be stored. So it's basically a supercomputer, super AI. So it gaining its own sense of like self isn't out of the realm. And it's like seems perfect for Oda to go that route in a sci-fi inspired arc. I'd also be happy if it was Punk Records or maybe the Seraphim doing this on their own. The Seraphim is an idea even when they first were mentioned, like even when like Blackbeard, like when they first were mentioned with Kid Hawk and Boa on Amazon Lily, I mentioned that I wondered what the future for the Seraphim would be like because it seemed like they were so advanced that they could, I mean, they said they can make small decisions and things for themselves. Their adaptability is crazy and they grow with each battle. So, normally in stories like that, that gives me the idea that eventually these people, they're basically people, will become their own person because that's what One Piece is about. It's a story about freedom of making your own decisions and kind of going against the thought of slavery or somebody else controlling what you think. So yeah, I definitely am with that one. Be fine if I had to choose a Vegapunk specifically, it'd be Edison or Pythagoras for me. Why Pythagoras specifically? I've seen a couple people saying Pythagoras because he wasn't present at one point. But I think all the Vegapunks have been suspicious or missing somewhat at a crucial point throughout. Shaka, I'm going to just go through them. I mean, I saw, who was it? I saw Par release something like this, Par Vision. I saw Joy Girl release something like this. I saw Liam, Grand Line Review release something like this. I think even Brago released something like this of basically like a Sherlock Holmes-esque video of them trying to do like an elimination game to figure out who the real like traitor is among the Vegapunks or if it could be somebody else. So I was like, if anybody should do a video like that, it probably should have been me, but I decided to go against it at that time. I just didn't have the time. But let's just go through it. We'll do a little mini version here. The person I've always, if it is actually one of the physical Vegapunks, the first person I've always thought it would be was Shaka. Because Shaka got the most shine out of all the Vegapunks so far. He was the one directly, and I know that might have been something that was maybe Oda threw in there slightly mislead us to thinking Shaka was the real Vegapunk, or that's what he really looked like at the time. But he was the one directly talking to Dragon, saying he thought someone would be coming for his life soon. He thought he would meet his end soon. He is the only one that's wearing a mask to where we can't see if he has a face, what the face looks like. So you could easily be an imposter for him. And he's the logic, the good. So he would be the one to most likely betray them just off of logical sense and just like feeling like his way or the government's way is the good way. And that the other Vegapunks are not doing good. So that's Shaka. That's why I originally think Shaka. Edison, the little Edison, he became suspicious to me because he didn't get attacked. People have been talking about Edison for a while. He disappears at key moments. He didn't get attacked last chapter. This chapter, they mentioned Nami screamed, and they never showed what happened. So that might lend an ear to Edison actually being that traitor. Because Nami was with the weakest group anyway, I believe. It was her, Usopp, Edison, and I think somebody else. I can't remember who. But that's the weakest group anyway. So having Nami scream, maybe that lends an ear to that. But I could feel like Oda could just be playing us on by that. As soon as Shaka gave the keys to Luffy to free Lucci and Kaku, he's out of the equation for me. Because I don't think freeing your enemies is a smart idea. You're right on that. He's just, I don't know. Even in that moment, I mentioned that he was still a little suspicious. It seems like he's about the protection of the Stella. But it's just funny that the Seraphim were coming to eliminate the other Vegapunks. That's what it looked like. They were trying to target the other Vegapunks. At least Boa. But this one, in the face of the Vegapunks, decides not to attack the one Vegapunk there. Instead, they are out to kill the ones that were commanding them before, their former bosses, like literally right before. Now they're out to kill them through the order of who exactly? Because Edison was the last one to give them an order. So it has to be, the Seraphim thing has to be a case now that it's Saint J Garcia, or the Seraphim have some type of mind of their own. It has to be the case. If it's a Vegapunk and it's not Shaka, then it's Edison. So there's our elimination game. It's not Lilith. She's too easy. Lilith the evil would be way too easy. And she seems like she's too impulsive and just says and thinks whatever is on her head. And then she was angered by them saying that they abducted people. The CP0 or CP985, whatever agents. She was angry at that. So she doesn't seem like the type that would just like patiently scheme. Pythagoras, he just don't give me traitor vibes. He a little bit too fumbly for me, a little bit too goofy head ass. He a little goofy for me. Who else? York. Unless she playing a real good game with us, no. No, she's not even in my thought process. Who else? Atlas, she's a wild card because she did say last chapter she just put on a new face. Her face is like a mask. And she was missing when the like the chapter before when the Frontier Dome went down and all of that stuff was happening. She wasn't in the chapter. So Atlas is a wild card. But if it's one of the punks, I'm now after this chapter leaning towards the whole idea of Edison. I really like the idea of the AI Punk Records supercomputer thing and it kind of going on its own and now giving direct orders to the Seraphim. Because it has to be Edison. It's either Edison or St. J. Garcia. It can't be anybody else. Because, I mean, they basically said that Vegapunk, like a higher order in the hierarchy, has to give the order. The same level cannot override an order. And since Edison gave the order, that makes me go into thinking though, how does the hierarchy work with the computer? How do you guys think the hierarchy works with the computer? York got that yeah. And I'm gonna let her pass. She do. Yo, she do. Oh Lord, I didn't even want to mention that, but York a little thick, little thick. She got that yeah for sure. I don't know. It's just Pythagoras says he got attacked, but we never saw it. And how do we know he wasn't just faking that he was attacked and just made it look like he got attacked? Okay, so that was a lot of people thinking like he could have faked him attack. I don't know. He just feels like that might be a part of his game and how he's staying hidden, but he just seems a little, even though they're all like geniuses, he seems a little dopey or like an old grandpa. Like he couldn't even get his thoughts out in time to explain who attacked him. And they did attack him because there's an explosion. I mean, he could have faked it, like I said, but it seemed like he was trying to seriously warn York about the Seraphim and trying to get away from S-Snake. I don't know about it. It seemed like his body was messed up, so his head got away. Yeah, I could see why people would maybe think about that, but I don't know. He's just not a likely candidate in my personal opinion. I could be wrong. But like I said, the most exciting version for me would be the Punk Records version. That spin on it, I honestly probably would love. And it would put an even better spin on it if somehow the Gorosei or the government kind of caused the corruption of Punk Records in Vegapunk's brain. And that's how they are gonna keep Vegapunk on their side. That's why they view him as basically they can terminate him now, is because they know that they still have Punk Records with all of his collection of memories, all of his inventions, all of that are still gonna be there because they have control of Punk Records. And maybe that is exactly why St. J. Garcia is there. St. J. Garcia Saturn is there, is to basically take over or take Punk Records. And because Punk Records and Vegapunk both have knowledge of the Void Century and the Poneglyphs, he's there to oversee. Because, get this, guys. Get this. Even with the huge thing that was the Library of Ohara on Ohara, even with the huge thing with that and the Buster Call and destroying the whole island, all of that, we still didn't see a Gorosei come down to the blue planet at that point. No. This is the first and only time in One Piece history that we know of that a Gorosei has come down to the blue planet. We don't know how long they've been alive, but this is the first time that we know of that a Gorosei has descended upon the blue planet. And y'all know something that I just realized talking about that? St. J. Garcia Saturn does not have a helmet on. And the Gorosei are supposed to be the pinnacle of the Celestial Dragons, the leader of the Celestial Dragons. But he did not have a helmet on when they showed him in the ship with Kizaru. Do the Gorosei have like a different type of ideology or how they feel that they fit into the world versus the normal or other Celestial Dragon families? or is this specifically to St. J. Garcia's Saturn? That's just something small I noticed while talking about that. He was not wearing a bubble helmet, and we were told that they wear those spacesuit looking things to avoid breathing the same air as the commoners. But yeah, punk records for sure. I love that idea. I kind of hope it goes with that idea. I'm also cool with the Seraphim gaining their own sort of free will. That's really a good catch, actually. Thank you. That's just popped into my head. I'm like, or the Gorsei, but we've never seen them wearing helmets. They look goofy, so it might just be for aesthetic reasons. He wants to portray the Gorsei as more of suave, kind of in control boss characters, so he can't put the helmet exactly on them because they look goofy. But as far as the like celestial dragons themselves, he wants to portray them as basically fear-mongering, stuck up, bratty, spoiled kind of like goofballs in a way. He wants to portray them a certain way, so it looks better for them to have the stupid spacesuits on with the stupid hair and all of that. Let's see. Surely Punk Records, it'd be classified as a Vegapunk, or Punk Records may have secretly had thing in the Seraphim where it have higher status than Vegapunk, so it's Vegapunk, Punk Records then. So then Vegapunk, so it's Vegapunk, Punk Records, then Gore. Okay, then Gorsei. I could see that. I could definitely see that. Especially if it's an AI and it's been changing things for a while now, going unnoticed and doing things that. Okay, sorry, I just got hit by a overwhelming. Okay, I'm gonna go 100% on this guy. Is Punk Records. I'm going 100%. The more I talk to y'all about it, the more I think about it. It's Punk Record. Regardless of if it's an AI like kind of takeover or a self-realization that it has its own free will, its own sense of thinking. Either it's that, or whether it's the Gorosei kind of implanting, or the government kind of implanting something in the Punk Records and kind of turning it over to their side. Regardless of what it is, I'm 100% positive that it is the Punk Record. The Punk Record basically made the CBs, because it can control Egghead. It's all technological, so it can control everything in Egghead essentially through itself. It can just send out messages out to the CBs to, hey, the other Vegapunks aren't paying attention. Hey, capture these ships and we'll put them in here. I'll get some of the Seraphim or some of the other robots. I'll command them to go pick them up, put them in here, and the other ones will never notice what's going on. And it would make sense that Punk Records is like you said, it might not even have to put in any special code to say it's in the hierarchy higher. It technically is Vegapunk. Like the other Vegapunks are classified as satellites, but Punk Records should be classified on the same level as Vegapunk because it's literally Vegapunk's actual brain. He cut his brain out, or like most of his brain, and put it into Punk Records, and that's what makes up Punk Records. So it technically is Vegapunk. So I'm just gonna go full in, guys. I'm gonna go 100%. The Punk Records is the traitor. It's the reason for all of this happening, and I think it's gonna be a big problem going forward. I don't know if this will end here. This will be the way for the government to keep all the inventions stuff that Vegapunk had and knew kind of still on their side, I think. Regardless of if that's through Punk Records or what. Punk Records has been leaking. And it's 100% Punk Records for me, guys. Let's see. Wait. Do you have to say something to the Seraphim out loud, or can you do it in other ways like telepathy or something? Because that might add more to how Punk Records is doing it. Yep, see, you're on the same path as me. That's exactly what I'm thinking. I'm thinking they can command them like telepathically. And even if they can't, even if you have to say something, I think Punk Records could probably learn to like speak through AI means or whatever, or through like some other like robot, some way it can learn. But yeah, I'm thinking it's Punk Records. You made me think of something else when you're saying that. Let me read that again. I can't remember what exactly I was gonna say on the else I was gonna say on this. I had something else to say about Punk Records and this whole thing. That makes me question though. Why did Punk Record I'm split. I'm 100% still on that is Punk Record, but I'm split between whether it's Punk Record acting on its own or whether it's being kind of controlled by the Gorosei. Because the bubble didn't go down into St. J. Garcia Saturn was mentioned or got kind of in the area. So he could have sent in a command, kind of similar how they're the supreme command of the Seraphim. They could also kind of be the supreme command of Punk Records. So they could basically send in an order to Punk Record and tell them to take down the bubble for a little bit, to tell them to have the Seraphim to do a sir. Okay, I remember what I was gonna say. Sorry about that. I remember what I was gonna say. It was the whole thing about Lilith, Edison, when they went to get Zoro and kind of stop the Seraphim when Stussy betrayed Lucci and Kaku. In that chapter, Lilith tried to command the Seraphim. They did not listen, which was strange because she was like, I'm a Vegapunk. Why aren't the Seraphim listening if this is just an order from Lucci and the others? I should be ranked above. But when Edison went in, the Seraphim also didn't listen. For the first one or two times he said something, they still weren't listening. And he had to say something again for them to finally listen to him. I don't know if this was maybe like Oda trying to hint at Edison, but this could also be saying like it's somebody that's similar enough to like Edison to where it kind of like confuses the Seraphim in a way, because Punk Records is slightly Edison because he uploads his memories there and like everything. So I don't know if that was just maybe the Seraphim slightly getting confused, like, oh, but then they get overruled because of the confusion. I don't know. This is just a lot of thoughts. Random thought, but I think the Giants might be play a part, or the Giants might be, maybe the Giants might play a part in maybe stopping the Kid versus Shanks fight because they might know about Kid defeating Big Mom. And just, yeah, they got their beat. That's actually that could be a good thought. And I mean, he would listen to the Giant, but would Kid want to stop the fight? It would only be if Shanks is about to, like, literally about to kill Kid, like about to chop his head off right then and there or something. And then the Giants are like, no, don't kill him, spare him. He was a part of like getting rid of Big Mom, who we hate. So just spare him and let him leave. Because I don't think Kid's stopping this fight on his own accord. They're either going to have to knock Kid out, something's going to have to come between them and cause them to break up and Kid to leave, or something to happen. But Kid himself is not running. He's like Luffy. He's not running away from the fight. with his tail between his legs. He'd rather die. He'd lose another arm, leg, whatever his life. He doesn't care. He's not running from this fight. Not after coming off of a 3 billion berry bounty and defeating a Yonko. Nah. I don't see Kid running away. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care how you rate Kid. You can't take that away from Kid. Law, on the other hand, you can see Law strategically running away. He's a cold, calculated guy. Kid, like I said, he's Luffy. If you think Kid running away, I don't care how strong you are. Even when who was it? Basil Hawkins betrayed Kid in even when Scratchman and Pooh betrayed Basil Hawkins. Well, Basil Hawkins ends up betraying them too. After though, even at that, Kid's like, nah. Like, I'm not as strong as I was when I beat Big Mom, or I'm not as strong as I'm gonna be when I beat Big Mom. And I know you're probably gonna beat my ass, Kaido, but come on, let's do it. You can put me in a cell all you want. You can do whatever you want. Don't mess with my crew, but you can do whatever you want to me. But let's get down to business. If we're gonna fight, we're gonna fight. I got hands for you. Well, this arc ending with Frankie or someone blowing up Egghead like all the Vegapunk's other labs is, unless it ends with the world government taking control of Egghead and all the technology on it. That's what I was thinking that was gonna happen, was that the Vegapunk, or that the world government was coming and they're just gonna take control of basically all of the island, because that'd be a lot of like military to lose. Because Vegapunk, the Seraphim, or not just the Seraphim, but the pacifistas before that were a lot of the manpower. I mean, they did a lot for like big guns and like taking out like strong opponents and stuff. They were a force. And the Seraphim are still there, but if they lose Vegapunk and stuff, then in all of his creations, then they lose a lot. So I think that's the importance of getting to this island and securing the island and securing all of his inventions and everything he's learned, his research, securing all of that. Not only so other people can't get to it and learn what they don't want them to know, but also for their benefit, so they know and can continue and advance in what they have been trying to accomplish. But that's the whole blow up thing. I haven't even thought of that. Like, where did you hear that one from? I hadn't heard that before, but that would be really cool, because yeah, his the island of what is it, Katakuri or Katakura? I think it's Katakuri. Kakakuri, something like that island that Frankie was on over the time skip, that was Vegapunk's, the island he was born on. That island blew up. Was there any other labs that they mentioned that blew up? I'm not sure. But that's crazy. That would be honestly really good. I would really like that. And they would figure out his punk records and everything, but that would be him blowing up his brain. How would that affect Vegapunk? Like, literally, Vegapunk would have to, I mean, maybe that was the foreshadow in the beginning of the arc where Dragon was like, or where Shaka was telling Dragon that my time seems like it's coming. Because I think that's definitely going to happen. Like, not, the Vegapunks aren't escaping this. Not all of them. At least some of them are going to not escape. They're die. I'm going to just say it straight up. At least some of them are going to die here. Because that seemed like a foreboding foreshadow when he said that. And I don't think Oda's going to completely wuss out of that one. It could be all of them. I'd rather all of them die than some of them, though. I would rather all of them just get taken out. I just remember Frankie blowing up Vegapunk's lab. And Punk Hazard Punk Hazard blew up whenever we see Vegapunk's lab. It usually gives. You're right. I forgot about Punk Hazard and that being Vegapunk's lab basically for a while. So yeah, that would go with it. Blowing it up And if that was to happen, like I said, I would rather Vegapunk himself, or at least all the satellites, to stay there and blow up with it. But I feel like it should be Vegapunk too, because what is that gonna make of Vegapunk if his whole brain essentially is blown up? Because even though it's not in his body, the Punk Records they've explained it as a cloud. So, and they're satellites of the Stella, so they all kind of share functions and like nerve paths in a way, thought processes. So he would basically be destroying a lot of his mind and thoughts and damaging his brain, and I just don't know realistically what that would do to him. Really, that should probably make him into like, that would destroy everything that he is. He would not be Vegapunk anymore if they were to blow his up Punk Records. In my opinion, he would not be Vegapunk anymore. He would turn into a goo, like kind of what he looks like now, like with the tongue out and stuff. And you wouldn't think like he's smart. So I think he just turn into somebody like that. So that was complicated. Do y'all think any, or do y'all think all, how many or whatever of the Vegapunks die here? Do you think the Stella dies here? Do you think the not Seraphim, the satellites die here? Or do you think they all, because they either die or they go and travel with Luffy? I don't think there's any in between from this situation, because the island's under siege. They have 100 battleships of multiple sizes coming to the island to, I'm guessing, either take over the island for themselves or basically Buster Call this whole island, basically. So, do y'all think the Vegapunks die here, or do you think the Vegapunks escape with Luffy? The only problem I have with the Vegapunks and everybody escaping with Luffy and the crew is that I would feel like the crew is overly bloated going into the next arc. It's something to add like 1 or 2 people to the crew, because that normally happens in One Piece, and they'll travel with the Straw Hats for a while. But adding, 6 satellites, the Stella, Stussy, anybody else I'm forgetting? I think that's it. Yeah, adding all of those people onto the ship and into the story, that's a lot. And Oda just came off of a story where he kind of did that same thing with the Red Scabbards. And it kind of caused a little bit of issues with being able to appropriately delegate time to all the individuals that actually needed the time to appropriately flesh the characters out, to get the fans, to get the readers to actually care about those characters enough to, when they had crucial, special, like emotional moments, that we would relate to those characters and we would be happy for those characters, or we would cry for those characters, or any of those emotions for those characters. But like with the Red Scabbards, we only maybe felt that with like 2-3 of them or so at max. The rest of them, most people couldn't give 2 rats' asses about. Let's see. As for who's dying, I could see all the Vegapunk satellites dying and Stella surviving. But if Egghead is blown up, then Stella going with them would no longer be a genius and be, brain dead. That's what I'm thinking. Yep. So it's a tough situation. But Oda, like Stella being a brain, like a little bit dumber and not the genius, would be, and still going with them would be like typical Oda and right up Oda's alley, because it would allow Oda to nerf Vegapunk and his infinite knowledge to where if he does go with the Straw Hats, he wouldn't be like a total plot hole, basically. So that would be right up Oda's alley. And it would give him like a funny, stupid old guy on the crew that like just makes goofy moments possible. Like I'm sure he wouldn't be like stupid because I think he still has some of his brain in his actual head, but he would lose a lot of the knowledge that he had learned over the years and probably some memories too. Let's see. So I agree with you there. You're kind of with me on that. I think characters, dynamic aspects of it will be cool in my opinion, but it's too many. Yeah. I mean, like I like the Vegapunks and such as like a character, as individual characters and like how they bounce off of each other and how that would work with the Straw Hats. But yeah, that's a lot of characters. Adding 8 characters to and already there's 11 Straw Hats. Yeah, 10 plus Luffy. Yeah. Or is it 9 plus Luffy? I don't feel like counting them right now. But 10 or 9 plus Luffy. That's like almost 20-person crew going into a new. And the thing is that leaving this is that you're gonna go into a new arc. So in every new arc, Oda's gonna introduce some new people from that arc that are going to be close with the Straw Hats and kind of are going to motivate the Straw Hats to do whatever they're going to do. Because we know the Straw Hats aren't heroes. Luffy's not a hero. He's not just going to an island to help people out just to help people out. He has to normally have some type of connection built up with a certain person on the island and to see their grief and everything built up before he's just like, okay, yeah, no, you're not going to do this to my friends, to these people I like, to all of these people around that they care about. I'm going to step in and I'm going to do something. So going into Elbath, we know we're going to probably meet that little boy, that giant bar lady that was Makima and Luffy's role. We know we're going to meet them and they're going to play an important aspect in Elbath. So adding those people in with the Vegapunks and we still having to give the Vegapunks their own, probably a little bit individual time. Otherwise, why even bring them? It's just really hard from a writer aspect, and it just makes the story really clunky and kind of overcrowded in a general aspect. Also, for Sanji's safety, that many females on this, bro. That's why Oda only has Robin and Nami on the crew. That's why he didn't. I mean, I don't think Sanji ever did any kind of weird stuff with lusting over Carrot or the Minx, really. I don't think. But Yamato, if she was there, he was. Yeah. Sanji don't really need any more female characters on the group. I would love more female characters on the crew. And I would love for Sanji's gag. I love Sanji. But personally, I would love for Oda to calm Sanji's gag just a tad. Because I enjoy it. It's funny. But maybe in the new world, he has overplayed it slightly. Because Sanji used to have that gag. And it was apparent. But he was also able to control him. And I know that it's a result of him spending the whole post time or the whole interlude between time skip on an island, on the Okama Island. And that's totally anti-Sanji. So I know he just had all that pent up lust and stuff. And that's why he's so like he's a horny bastard now is because of that. And I just feel like he should be slightly over that by now. He embarrasses himself too much. And I know that Sanji's a top tier character. Like he's a top 1 character for me as far as like a characterization, how much I enjoy the character overall, the moments they've had in the story, the style of fighting that they have, how they look. Sanji's my personal favorite number 1 character. So, I don't know. I just would appreciate them toning Sanji down a little bit. Sanji would probably die, honestly. He'd be like he was in Fishman Island where he'd bleed out and Chopper would have to give him a blood transfusion, basically. I'm curious, though. What will happen with Kid Kid and Law after this. Do you think Kid will leave Elbath for good? I doubt it. Okay, do they factor into the future arcs in the story? Okay. Okay. Kid, he's not leaving Elbath. He's not. Kid is going to be used to give Shanks the road poneglyph, the load poneglyph. Law definitely has a future I think they both have futures in the story. If Kid dies, I will be shocked. Like, shocked, guys. Completely floored. Because Kid's a huge character. Huge character. Oda doesn't kill characters in general. I don't care how small they are, unless it's for like an ace type of reason. He's not killing the character in the actual story or in the present time. So for him to die, I doubt it. Him to get some scars or another injury, I could definitely see that happening unless somebody stops it. And we'll probably see him as maybe he's captured again. I don't know. It's tough. Yeah, 3 billion bounty boy is not dying. It's just tough to see or to think what's gonna happen with Kid because he's going. And I think I said this when they picked their locations, and people were theorizing that Kid was gonna be the one going to Elbath, and he was gonna run into Shanks. I always thought that was a tough situation for Kid because the fan in me wants Kid to have some good moments, some big moments, some more development because I like Kid. Kid grew on me a lot during Wano. A lot. He grew on me so much, but he's still he's not Oda's favorite like Law. He's not a fan favorite like Law. So I believe he has more room in the story, but he's just in a tough situation against Shanks because Shanks has no room to lose here. Oda has no room to even really make Shanks look like he's struggling here. Because, like I said before, he's in that phase right now of building Shanks up as much as he can. He's stacking bricks on bricks on bricks on bricks for Shanks for that final reveal that's coming. And I think it's in the near future of Shanks and what his true purpose is, what he's been doing or why he's been doing what he's been doing this whole time. I think the big reveal for Shanks is coming up. His motivations, his purposes. So, and I also think his fall is coming. He will be defeated, in my opinion. I think that's the best way for the story to move forward eventually is for Shanks to be defeated, and that be a big motivation to Luffy. But it's not going to be by Kid. And it's going to be later after Oda's built those bricks up for Shanks. And Kid's just one of those bricks that's going to be a part of his house building. Kid might get a brick or two built up for him, but overall, Kid's going to catch that L. Sorry about it. And it's not really an L because he's expected to lose by the fans, by the people in the One Piece world. Everybody. He's expected to lose. So, yeah. Let's see. Like, will Kid get something out of the Elbath arc when the Straw Hats arrive? I don't see him getting a road poneglyph related stuff since he just got his stolen. Yes, that's the thing. It's like maybe Oda will kind of repurpose Kid here. What they kind of did at the end of Wano, which was finding the One Piece just like Luffy. He just doesn't have plot on his side, man. I just find it hard. I don't see his exact purpose going forward. Law kind of has a purpose and he's off doing his own thing, which Law is in kind of an impossible situation too, having to fight Blackbeard, which Oda is also slowly building the blocks to and building up to a pinnacle. He's doing Shanks and Black, which they have been told, or they've been kind of lined up and intertwined throughout the story. They're kids on opposite top tier crews at one point. They've kind of just been intertwined throughout their whole pirating career and life. The Rocks connection, just all of that. They're just very connected. And Oda is really like showcasing that he's building the blocks for them right now. He's building up these characters for their eventual either clash or their eventual reveals for their purposes, all of this in their falls. So neither one of them are going to lose. So it's tough for Kid and Law. They're both either going to lose, somebody's going to break it up. Those are the only options, really. But yeah, it sucks that Kid literally only got a poneglyph just to have it delivered to Shanks. I do think Oda's having Kid beat Big Mom plays a major part of this fight and even the arc. I can definitely see that because I could definitely see what that's why he kind of included Law and Kid in that Big Mom fight, and maybe why he even included Big Mom and Wano at all was to kind of play a part in this. Oh, that's Kaylee. Sorry about that. Osta's barking. Let's see. Plus, Oda's been gassing up the new era a lot, so there's no way they are dying. Yeah, they dying is out of the question for me. Honestly, they're gonna lose. They're taking their L's, but I don't. Dying just isn't really a One Piece thing, and definitely not for characters of their size. But at least with Laws, there's other ways for Law to learn about the history of the world and meaning of the D, while Kid doesn't really have any other alternatives like Law does. Exactly. I agree with you right there. Kid literally wants the same exact thing as Luffy. He's literally Luffy's like core rival. On the other hand, Law has rebranded himself because that was a lot of things with people saying, "Oh, Law's gonna die in Wano." Law still might sacrifice himself for Luffy later in the arc, or not later in the arc, later in the story. But a lot of people were saying that Law was gonna die at the end of Wano because he would really have no narrative purpose in the story past that. But Oda did a really good job at rebranding Law at the end of the Wano arc to give him a purpose past that made sense, that gave him that drive, and also gave him something that wasn't directly in competition with Luffy, so it could be a dream that he could actually succeed in, unlike Kid, who is never going to accomplish his dream, sadly, because we do have Monkey D. Luffy, and he is our main protagonist, so he does have plot armor. What are the odds they have a backup copy? Oh, you mean like of the low poneglyph Kid and his crew? Is that what you're talking about? If so, then I could see Law having a backup copy because Law was a part of the people, like him, Sukiyaki, and Robin went down to get or to see the poneglyph basically. So I could see him having a backup copy. Kid, on the other hand, who wasn't even a part of like the rubbing squad, the rubbing squad, who wasn't even a part of that squad, he was just literally giving it a copy right before he sailed off. I just don't see him really being able to make a copy in any kind of way. Nor does Kid seem like the type that would invest time in making a copy. He didn't even really want it at first when Law offered it, but yeah. I feel like, yeah, you're right. I always forget that Killer is a part of the group and he is the word of reasoning on their crew. He's pretty smart and tactical, so I could see him maybe making a backup. Yeah, I could see that. But how would they, because rubbings are like basically paper that they rub, like the stone is like carved into the wall basically. So it's kind of like they're making the rubbings that way. But how would you make a rubbing of another rubbing? We don't know the like scientific specifics of how like rubbings are done, but is it possible to make a rubbing or a copy of a rubbing? Or do you just have to make many copies of the rubbing from the like original? When you actually do make the rubbing of the original, you just make a bunch of rubbings? Hmm. Let me look through the chapter one more time too, and I'm gonna just go through and see if there's anything I missed. Let me know if there's anything else I missed, guys. Anything else y'all want to talk about? We've been going hour and 40 so far, so I'll probably talk a little bit more and then probably hop off the stream. Me and Kayla are going to be recording a little bit today for try to finish Eminence and Shadow up this weekend, get that all out to y'all by like Sunday, Monday. Also, we have a stream tomorrow. We're celebrating 1,000 subscribers. Thank y'all guys. Y'all are part of this. Thank y'all guys so much for contributing, for subscribing to the channel, supporting your boy, supporting Kaylee and me. So yeah, thank y'all so much. So yeah, if y'all can pull up tomorrow, we're gonna be streaming around like 5 to 6 our time. I don't know where y'all are in the world, but 5 or 6 Central US time. Might change it depending on how it works for everybody. So yeah, guys, pull up for that. We're gonna have a lot of fun tomorrow, so we'll plan for that too. So yeah. Let's see. This is gonna sound dumb, but I really want to see Heat and Wire do stuff here since they've been presented alongside Kid and Killer as the primary 4 member. Yeah, that no Holster. That does not sound dumb at all. I would love to see that too because Law basically just got the same thing. Everybody was shitting on his pirate crew, even like his first mate, which Beppo is a little. But Beppo's meant to be comedic, cute kind of character. But it would be the perfect time, just like for Sachi and Penguin, how they kind of were shown to, okay, they might not be like Zoro and Sanji type where they're just powerhouses. They can take out like commanders and stuff and they can just blitz people. But Sachi and Penguin do their job super well and they help Law. They're the ultimate role players. So it'd be awesome to see Kid get that and his crew get that kind of treatment too, with Heat and Wire, because they shown a lot. They're shown a lot alongside Kid and Killer, and we have not really seen them do anything. We've seen Heat breathe fire a few times, but overall we haven't seen anything special from them. So it would be a really cool moment because you're focusing on Kid primarily, and they're gonna have a fight and all that. So it'd be really cool to see them kind of square off and maybe like at least throw a little like some attacks at maybe Lucky Roo and Yasop and whatever. Yasop and Lucky Roo can deflect them or whatever easily, but I would just like to see them like at least attempt to put some work in. But yeah, that doesn't sound stupid at all. Like I'm sure a lot of fans would love that. It would add some more credence to Kid and the Kid Pirates because we don't know enough about them. Hey, Heart Pirates did something, so I could see that. Exactly. Beckman versus Killer would be dope. Yep. I agree with both of those, Export. You were talking about the same things, the Heart Pirates that I was talking about, and it seems like this is similar, like a parallel of what the Law situation. So, yeah. We're on the same thought process right there. Question. What do you think about Kid Hawk having the dice fruit? Thoughts and opinions. See. Yeah, they had Nami scream but never explained it, so that's suspicious. But that seems like one of Oda's, like, he's just leading us on and kind of trolling. See. I could definitely see Lucci kind of coming to our side. Not really like working with Straw Hat because I don't think he'd ever do that. They got slight beef. But I could definitely see in the final war, Lucci kind of backing them up in a way. I could definitely see that, and that'd be so dope. The panel of Zoro and Kaku going into was fire. I don't know. Especially looking at this again, this just got me hype all over again. Seeing Lucci and Luffy attack together. And I honestly think I got even more excited by the Kaku and Zoro moment because I liked Kaku as a character from the beginning. Oda did one of the in the anime too. They did one of the coolest things when they had Kaku just jumping off and like free diving from Eni's lobby. He became like a fan favorite, I feel like, from that point on. So it's just really cool. Like that Zoro Kaku scene right there and them fighting together just seems so cool to me. Thinking back to Eni's lobby and their fight and knowing that they're both swordsmen and they're fighting the Kid Hog, the sword master clone. So I quite like it. I didn't like it at first since it kind of felt redundant, but I came to like it. Let's see, what are we referring to? What are we referring to? The devil fruit. Okay. There we go. Yeah, it does seem redundant because he has a sword, so he doesn't really like need the sword, but Mihawk is the sword master and this is the clone, so him being able to make a sword out of literally every part of his body is pretty dope. But it like now it might limit his use of Yoru, which I mean, what's the point of Yoru then? But he doesn't even have Yoru. I'm wondering what's up with that sword. Is that how are they able to copy Yoru? Or is that just like a normal sword that kind of looks like Yoru? That I've wondered that ever since they shown Kid Hawk. I have seen people kind of like underwhelmed by it or for whatever reason, but got people got to remember Vegapunk has impelled down people DNA, so it's not like somehow he can. Yeah, exactly. He's not. Yo, Kid Hawk with Lost Fruit is dumb. That's dumb. That's so dumb to even think about. That's crazy dumb. Law with Lost Fruit is dumb. But imagine like he wouldn't even have to use it for medical part, but they say you need like medical expertise to be able to use Lost Fruit to the max. But you could just use like the room version to where you're just like chopping people's body parts in half and have like no, you don't have to know that much medical knowledge. Maybe to use like Gamma Knife and like Scalpel or whatever he uses, that kind of thing, maybe. But the like basic stuff, even the basic stuff with Mihawk would be dumb. Dumb, bro. Could you imagine Mihawk with Law's room? My God. My God. It's dumb. Let's see. That's why I like it because Yoru Kid Hawk, because that Yoru Kid Hawk had is nowhere near as good as the real deal. So I feel like Kid Hawk with a load of blades. Yep, that's exactly why I like it, because that's not the real Yoru. So it's I need to look at it. Is it even a black blade? And if it is a black blade, how is it a black blade? Did they just literally color it black? He didn't put in work. Oh no, it's not black. Yeah, it looks like the center is black, but the rest of it is silver, like it's an actual like normal blade. Think so. I'm trying to get good angles on it, but I can't really see it that well. Think there's literally just one angle where you can see it well. Yeah, there's like one angle where you can see it well. Sheesh, dang, Oda, what you doing, hiding it? But yeah. Him having all of the blades is pretty cool for a swords master. So I want to kind of know the Seraphim's goals in where well Oda's goals for the Seraphim going forward? Hmm. But yeah, I haven't seen any thoughts and opinions on the chapter. So you mentioning export, you mentioning that you've seen people kind of underwhelmed by it. That's not surprising. When I first saw it, I was slightly underwhelmed when I first read it. Because we should have known that it was a devil fruit that we already knew of in the past, and it's impel down prisoners devil fruit, so that makes sense how they got their DNA and all of that. And it's honestly like a perfect devil fruit for him, to be honest. But I think people are more or less underwhelmed because it's literally just swords, or it's literally just blades. You're just giving more blades to him. It's not like some super cool special effect type of devil fruit, like even like the swim fruit or Kuma's ability or anything like that. Is literally just blades, so they're just a little underwhelmed in that aspect. But it fits him so well. Like, he's already strong with swords, so if he can literally use swords with any part of his body, then why not? Mihawk even uses his little thing and his little pocket knives and all of that stuff. So depending on the opponent, I might just need to use my finger. Sword finger. Sword two fingers. Sword hand. Sword nose. So pretty cool. I'm excited to see Shanks in action though. Shout out Film Red. Good to see Shanks in action again. Maybe not just sending hockey burst. Cause was Film Red the only time in the series that we've seen Shanks actually fight? In Film Red's not canon. It has canon material, or like its skeleton is canon, but the meat isn't actually canon. So was that the first time ever that we had seen Shanks actually fight? I know it's the first time we've seen a lot of his crew fight, or maybe all of his crew, but is it the first time we've seen him actually fight? So I'm excited if we get even a little bit of Shanks clashing with Kid, because that's rare. And I think that's why I'm so hype about it. It's very rare. Oda just learned how to draw Shanks in a way over the years that is so dope. He just looks so dope. Like the red hair and how it just falls like on his face, the little waviness, the scar, the little stubble. He just looks dope. He's just a cool character. Okay, let's see. Let me look at the coloring. But yeah, have y'all, that's the original. Have y'all seen the opinions? Like, if y'all have a Twitter or whatever. If y'all do have a Twitter, also go ahead and follow me over there on Twitter, Sherlok D Homeboy, no C, just like it is over here on YouTube. Same thing over there. Go follow me. Would love to connect to y'all over there. But yeah, I haven't been on there. I've been trying to avoid everything One Piece, so I haven't really seen the popular opinion on it. Like I said, I just kind of saw Shanks was gonna be in this chapter, but I didn't know what he was doing or anything like that. But yeah, have y'all seen people's opinions and what are they really saying so far? The Mihawk stand's about to go crazy as soon as Kid lands even a hit. I can. Oh yeah, they are. I'm personally more of a Shanks guy. I'm a Shanks stan. Definitely. From a visual aspect, I like Shanks better. From a personality aspect, I like Shanks better. Um, from probably an overall fighting style, I like Shanks better. I like Mihawk, don't get me wrong, but I'm a Shanks guy, and I think Shanks overall is like I said, he's top one strongest character in the verse. I think Mihawk can beat him in a sword battle. Primarily, if y'all are going as far as just like a one-on-one rules to it we're having a dual swords battle kind of thing. Mihawk probably wipes him, especially now he's missing the arm. But kind of like, I don't know if y'all are watching like new anime this season, but there's an anime called Tomo-chan's a Girl that we've been doing on the channel, and we react to it every week. And basically in there, it's like one of the guy characters, like the girl character can beat him in like basically a rules fight. Like she could win if they're fighting by the rules. If it's a street fight, he could get her. But if they're playing by the rules, she's going to win basically every time, according to him. So it's kind of like that kind of situation. Technically, the clash between him and Whitebeard, yeah, slightly. They just kind of, they hit their swords together, and, or his, what is, it's in my head. I forgot Whitebeard's glaive's name. Monaguri, or Tekken's voice saying it in my head over, but I can't get it completely out. And Griffin going head to head, that's still pretty dope. Pretty sure, yep. I view both of them naturally. I like Shank, or I view both of them, neutrally. I don't know where I read naturally from. I view both of them neutrally. I like Shanks more, but I view them as pretty much equals or near equals. Yeah, I can agree with that. It's kind of like, I guess based off what I just said, you could have this question too, of how do you, if I view Ben Beckman kind of like how Zoro is to Luffy, so I view Ben Beckman as pretty close to Shanks in strength, if not like it, just like a slight tier below. If I view Ben Beckman like that, but I also kind of view Shanks as a tad bit over Mihawk, then that kind of puts me in a space of like, how do I compare Ben Beckman and how do I compare Mihawk? There you go. Murakumo Giri. There we go. Which is a Naginata. Thank you. Perfect. Coming in with the facts. Appreciate you. Let's see. From what I've seen on Twitter, there's quite a lot of people are behind Kid solely because of his bravery. That's nice, because Kid never gets love on social media. He just gets dragged. And Oda putting him in a fight with Law, who is absolutely a fan favorite, was not a good idea for any type of Kid hype, because Law was always going to overshadow Kid no matter really what he did. Even though Kid was technically the one to deliver the last blow to Big Mom, he was never going to get that amount of shine. Never. But I like that they were behind Kid. That's pretty dope. Yeah, I have to get on Twitter and see what people are saying, but they're never behind Kid, so it's a good change up. But his bravery, that's because, I mean, he's just scrapping against, like they say, youngsters now. And you about to, not only is Shanks coming out, who you didn't even face last time, you got the whole squad. That's basically the whole Straw Hat squad coming out. There's how many of them in there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know if you want to count Rockstar or not. He's in the panel, but I don't know if you want to count that. And then they also have Dory and Bragi. Bro, the fact that they got Dory and Bragi, I agree with you. The fact that they have Dory and Bragi, I think the fact that Big Mom is going to come up as a center of conversation. Somehow through that, Big Mom is going to come up as like the center of conversation, and that's going to be the break in the fight. Because otherwise, Kid getting washed, man. They got just with Shanks, Beck, Yasop, and Lucky Roo there, I think they washing Kid's whole crew. The whole crew. No cap. But yeah, back to the Ben Beckman Mihawk. The question I had. Um Question for y'all. How do y'all view Mihawk versus Beckman? How much obviously y'all are gonna think Mihawk's stronger than Ben Beckman, because that would make the most narrative sense, of course. But how much stronger would you rate Mihawk compared to Ben Beckman? And where's Ben Beckman kinda? I mean, I know everybody has their opinions on power scaling. I'm not trying to get really into power scaling too hard, but just how do you rate Ben Beckman in comparison to Shanks, in comparison to Mihawk, and in comparison to other probably like first commander top tiers? Where would you rate Ben Beckman? I mean, his portrayal's pretty damn good. Just taking his portrayal from Shanks and how Shanks views him, how Shanks, even though it seems like he's close with all of his crew, it seems like it's definitely more of a Zoro, Luffy, or a Roger Rayleigh partnership, to where it's not like he's just my crewmate. Like, in the Straw Hats as a whole have like a family dynamic, but it's like Zoro and Luffy, Rayleigh and Roger, Shanks and Ben Beckman, it's like they're brothers. It's like they literally blood brother type things, and they have a different sort of respect from those two, or between like the pairs, than like anybody else on the crew. He always references Ben Beckman. It's always joking with Ben Beckman. Oda has even said that Ben Beckman is the moon to Shanks' sun god Luffy. So how would y'all view that? Let's see, where are we at? Been watching like a lot of the top 30 streams. Yeah, all the Brago, King of Lightning. Who else did a top 30 stream? I think Roger even. Nah, Roger doesn't power scale. He did like a top little list the other day. He didn't even do a top list. He just did like a little power scaling list. I like to think. I didn't finish it. 30 streams, top 30 streams, but people view him on around Admiral level. I think I would say that he was, yeah, based off Kizaru's reaction pre-time skip to Ben Beckman. Based off portrayal for Shanks and everything, I would say he's probably Admiral level, somewhere among the admirals. As far as first commander level, I would probably say he is the top of the top for first commander level, just because they've mentioned before that Shanks, his crew, have the greatest net bounty, and the makeup of his crew is basically an all-star team. Like, whereas other Emperor's crews are large, they may be larger and they have strong people too, but they're more or less led from the front by their captains and slightly carried by their captains. Whereas Shanks, although he is the captain, there's no doubt, there's no argument, he's the captain, but the other people are on a top tier level as well. They at least have, and based off this portrayal, it's not just Lucky Roo, Ben Beckman, and Yasop. There's other ones in there. The Howling Gab and the other two that I don't know the name of, that they're on here put on the same level, basically. Let's see. I think Mihawk is slightly stronger. Like, if Shanks was a 10, which he is. I love that, for instance. I love that. Which he is. I'd have Mihawk at 9 and then Beckman at a 7 or 8. But I'm leaning more towards 8. Yeah, I'd probably be leaning more towards 8. I think Ben Beckman's bounty will be higher than Kid and Buggy's, but slightly under Mihawk's. So while Mihawk has 3.5, I say Beckman. That's a very good educated guess. That's probably what I think too. He's not gonna be like that far off of Shanks, but he's not gonna be that close to Shanks. When I think of these, I think of how they normally rate Zoro and Luffy, and normally how far their bounties are apart per se. But of course, he's had more time in the game, and they've been a part of a Yonko crew for a long time. He has a bigger reputation, so he's going to be much higher up there than what Zoro currently is. But yeah, it's probably gonna be up there. It's hard to say. I mean, I was about to say it's hard to say that a commander having a higher bounty than an actual Yonko, but Mihawk had a higher bounty than his actual captain, Buggy. So that rule's already kind of been broken. So yeah, but that's crazy. Yeah, I could see Beckman having like 3.2, 3.3 billion berry bounty. Yasop, Lucky Roo having probably like a 2. I can see them having like a 2.2, anywhere from 2.2 to like 2.7 billion berry bounty. And then the rest of them they probably around a bill themselves to be. I'm gonna just say it's true, especially Howling Gab. He's gotten a few moments. He even got a moment in Film Red that was pretty cool, with his whole hyper beam thing that he can do somehow. But yeah, I could definitely see them being somewhere around a bill because they all are considered, they're his officers. So I could definitely see them being like 800,000-900,000, anywhere up to like 1.3 bill. Hey, what up, Taro? Nice to see you in here. I'm glad you made it in. Yes, your morning, bro. Wow, how early is it for you? You're in Japan, so what's it like 5:30 over there, or like maybe like 6:30 or something like that? Oh, it's morning here. You just came home from. You're a night shift worker. Hey, I'm a night shift worker too. Ooh, props. Even more, my dude, right there. I'm excited to see what Red Hair Pirates can do since we haven't seen anything. It's 6:30. Okay, so thanks for telling me that so I can make a mental note of that for streaming purposes and everything going forward in the future. Yeah, that's nice to know. So you're 13 hours ahead of me because it is 3:30 in the afternoon here. I think Rockstar will be the lowest. Yeah. Since he's not an officer like the rest, and I think even his 950. You think he'll even have 950 to 1 billion? I mean, they have focused on Rockstar a little bit. I can see them giving Rockstar maybe like 700 to 850 at the highest. Let's see. The amount of outside world updates in Egghead has been so refreshing to see it. Bro, tell me about it. I love it because that's the thing about Wano. Like, Wano Onigashima was super exciting, but at a certain point, you were just like, I'm tired of being in Wano. I'm tired of being in Onigashima. I'm tired of being in. But that was the whole point, because it was a representation of Japan in the past and how it had a closed off nature. So it made sense that we were basically starved of information while we were in Wano. Both us, the readers, and the Straw Hats. So I like how Oda did that, but it also made us kind of like, me personally, it made me, every time we got those interludes between the acts, I loved them because we just got a massive news drop on like everything that was happening in the outside world that we been missing out on. And I think that's what made part 3 of act 3 of Wano so difficult for people, is because it was really long. So it seemed like it dragged on a little bit, and we basically got no outside information from like the outside world. We got no news basically. So it kind of made One Piece feel like it was more in a box. And One Piece has always been really known for its world building, its supreme world building, and just how it operated on a large kind of scale and how it had like multiple things going on at once, even though we were in this certain place. And that's always been the attraction, but not knowing about it and all of that, I think kind of put a damper on people. He's not, let's see. He's not an officer, but he is always shown alongside the main crew rather than on one of, yeah. So he's not an officer, but I don't even know what I would kind of relate him to, but yeah, he's always shown and he's always been shown. So cool for Rockstar. I could definitely, yeah, you might be right. It depends on how much the other, like the two blonde in the colorings of the TCB scans, on the outside, it'd be cool to know their bounties. So based off of their bounties, I could kind of more predict Rockstar's bounty, because he'll probably be a little like slightly under them. But yeah, Taro, or is it Taro? I always say Taro. Taro, go read the chapter. If you haven't read the chapter, congratulations for making it through work, my guy. I know what those night shifts are like. They're tough. So congratulations. But yeah, go read the chapter. Let me know what you think about the chapter. If you don't make it back before we finish up here, you can watch the rest of the stream. It'll be up. And I might make a post about it if y'all want to drop opinions and whatever under the comment section in the community, just to get everybody who couldn't make it and everything's opinion on the chapter if they have any opinion. But yeah, guys, it's been a fun stream. We talked about a lot. Anything else y'all want to get out? Been going 2 hours 11 minutes. So I think I'm going to wrap it up soon. I really like that Oda finally hinted at or kind of showed where those people that he mentioned before, the CPs, the Cypher Pole agents, where they are on the, I guess we kind of know where they are, but showing that they have been captured for 2 months. And we're not going along with the whole Vegapunk is the person, basically. How did he get down there with them, though? And why is he cuffed? I don't know. I really want to know that. Appreciate you, Taro. Tomorrow, like I said on the community, tomorrow we'll be doing the stream for the celebration of 1K. So please come through if you can. I know it's hard, but we'll be doing it around like I said, like 5 or 6. So 1.5 hours or so from where we are currently, from the time we are now. Well, not today, but tomorrow. So same relation. So, kind of around the time. So yeah, if you want to drop by, or if you can drop by, please drop by, join the celebration, ask some questions, get to know us a little bit. Can't wait for it. But thank you so much. You're a huge part of that 1K. Thank you for all your comments, all your likes, all your love that you always give us. Like I said, when I comment to you, we really appreciate it. You're definitely a light of the community, definitely always bringing positivity and just genuine niceness to us. So me and Kaylee love reading your comments when we do get to read your comments. So yeah. Thank you. I can't wait. This is off topic, but this has been plaguing my mind. I want to bring it up here. Do you think Arlong is in Oh. Let's see. If Luffy helps him out, how would Arlong... I like how you're thinking, Harlster. I like how you're thinking. Well, you got to be here for the future One Piece streams. You asked some good questions. Arlong. So Arlong most likely has to either be in Impel Down. Or he could be a slave in Merijois. The only thing with that is me thinking like, why would he be a slave? What would be the reasoning? For like mermaids, they're kind of viewed as like a top tier slave in the One Piece world, as one of the top tier slaves in the One Piece world. So it would kind of make sense. But for fishmen, I think, and merfolk, they're a little bit lower on the totem. So they don't necessarily care about enslaving and capturing just like all the fishmen and all of that. So I would just need Oda to explain how he got up there, which that'd be easy enough to do, and he definitely could. But I would like that idea of kind of like a reverse Fisher Tiger of Luffy when they finally go up to Merijois, and like the red line's gonna break and Fishman Island's gonna be destroyed and all of that, for him to run into Arlong there, free him to see that he is Joy Boy, and basically freeing his people and the use of the Noah and everything, and that kind of being like a situation of a reverse Fisher Tiger, especially for a situation like Koala and Boa. It's kind of a reverse of that, where instead of a fishman fighting against the world government and coming up and fighting against slavery all by himself, freeing slaves and all that, we have a human in Luffy who's freeing other people that are not human, other species, other races of the One Piece world. That would be really good. I would love to see that. So that's an excellent idea. Been a full stream. I was reading full. What did I see full? Been a fun stream, but I got to head out for now. Congrats again for 1K. Thank you so much, Export. You've been here basically the whole time. So I understand you got to head out, man. Appreciate you dropping by. It's been fun. Catch you on the next one. I hope you can make it tomorrow. But yeah, I really appreciate that. I'm going to bath while listening to the stream until the end in speaker. Okay. Appreciate you. Enjoy your bath, Taro. Like I said, enjoy hopefully you don't have to go back tonight. I don't know if it's Friday or what. I think it's Friday for y'all. I think y'all are a day ahead of us. So I don't know if you got to go back in tonight or what, but if you do, get some rest. Enjoy your day. But yeah, guys, it's been a fun stream. Any last questions, comments for me? I'm about to get out of here. I'm going to give it another like 2 minutes just for any questions, comments, anybody want to leave before we get out of here. But yeah, probably a 9 out of 10 One Piece chapter for me. It was pretty good. It had a pretty good amount of good moments for me. The Lucci, Zoro, Kaku, Luffy team up was pretty dope. The Shanks stuff we already know was dope. I really like the panels of the CP0. Well, they're not just CP0 agents, the Cypher Pole agents being locked up and us kind of figuring out is not actually Vegapunk himself. I really like those panels, but yeah, I'd say about an 8.5, 9 out of 10 chapter just for the appearance of Shanks, getting to see Elbaf again, and yeah. Let's see. One last little scroll through. I think I covered most things. Yeah. Like I said, if y'all want to follow me over there on Twitter, that way we can have more back and forth conversation. I guess you could do back-to-back conversation between each other. If you have a Twitter, follow me over there on Sherlok D Homeboy, same as it is on YouTube. I tweet random thoughts over there, videos when I post, and just, yeah, like I said, random thoughts on the manga, anime, anything I'm reading, or just normal thoughts. So yeah, follow us over there if you do have a Twitter and you want to be kept in the loop a little bit more, or just kind of talk to me on a more like friendlier terms than just like watching the videos and leaving comments. So if you want to connect to me like that, then follow us over there, Sherlok D Homeboy. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up, keep it moving, and hope y'all are having a beautiful day or night wherever y'all are in the world. I will catch y'all on the flip. Peace.